I asked ChatGPT who the most boring people in the world are. Guess what it said? But before I get to that, you're probably here because you think you're too self-absorbed. Well, they say the first step of recovery is admitting you've got a problem. Well, at least that's what ChatGPT said. Being self-absorbed is kind of like if a sponge were filled with, instead of water, sponge. Obviously, such a thing is ridiculous. That would make it a block of solid plastic sponge material, which is useless when trying to absorb water. The sponge is useless if it can't be filled with soap and water. This is how it is with self-absorbed people. They become useless to others. When you're self-absorbed, you don't pay much attention to the people around you, and thus, you don't know much about the people around you. And therefore, you don't know much about what they need. So this issue of yours is worse than you thought. Not only do you not care about the people around you, they probably don't want to be around you either. This makes every social encounter a lose-lose situation. Imagine a massive pine tree that's trying to bend its top down so that it can get under its own shade and possibly bury its own top under its roots. Humans weren't made to fold up into themselves. They were made as an extension of pure otherness. God loved, and out of that love, humans came into existence. The fact that you exist is a cosmic act of otherness. Just picture an all-knowing creator producing a being so that he could share his love with it. And then imagine that being decided to bottle all of that attention up on himself and pay no mind to the creator or any other beings. What a sad, strange little man. So let's say the massive pine tree was bending in on itself. If we let it go far enough, it'll snap. God didn't make people to bend over in on themselves. That's unnatural. God made us to be like trees that stand up straight. We were made to stretch our hands out to Him. Unplug and look up around you. Pay attention to the crazy world that God put you in. But before you stand up straight, like the seedling starved of water, you have to drink deep prior to standing up straight. For that, you need water from the most refreshing fountain. You need Jesus Christ. Like the adulteress, you need to go to the well of living water. So getting out of this pit of self-absorption starts with looking out from yourself into the one that made you. Then, looking around at the world He put you in. So I think there are some misconceptions around most people. The people you see are way more interesting than you think. Your parents are probably way more interesting than you think. Your grandma is probably way more interesting than you are. Something that's beneficial to every human is to pay attention to the people around. Self-absorbed people fail to notice all of these amazing humans because they think they're boring. Actually, those boring people around you are outrageously interesting, and you're missing out. Every single person has been through years of experiences that you've never experienced. One of the amazing things about being around other humans is that they're all different. And the stuff that's going on in their mind and the stuff that comes out of their mouth is different. Once you can embrace the amazingness and glory of the vast expanse of interesting people, you'll be shocked at all that you're missing out. You assume you're the most interesting person around, but the fact is, you're not. Some of the most boring looking people in the world are actually some of the most interesting. So go out and find someone boring and try to get to know them. Learn about who they are and where they came from, and maybe even why they are. You'll probably learn a million things that you didn't know already. And this brings us to what is kind of the key to this whole stop being self-absorbed thing. Pay attention.